Well, Suburbanprepper. I did a live stream earlier today, a couple hours ago, and I did my Trump versus Iran update. And about 20 minutes ago, found out that we bombed Iran, 3 different nuclear sites. Apparently, some of them are deep in the mountains. So we know we used our bomb, the big bombs, to penetrate those mountains and blow it up to hell. Look, I'm at the thought process that we've always been at war with Iran, and this is, I think, how it will come to terms, come to peace. They cannot have atomics. Okay, they will not have atomics because they're not using it for energy. The more you enrich uranium, the more atomic power you can have for a bomb. And in the hands of a Islamic State, a fundamentalist Islamic State that hates the West, that hates Israel, that shit can't be allowed to happen. So, had I been live on my 7 o'clock stream, I would have totally missed it anyway. I don't really focus on anything media-wise when I'm online doing my live stream. What does it mean for us preppers? Really nothing. Just do what you're continuing to do. There's a fear of retaliation at a massive level in this country. Secret cells, sleeper cells that come awake. I hope not, because in the last 4 years, the previous administration, everybody was getting through that porous border, and we don't know who the hell's here, what the hell kind of gear they're packing. And the thing I worry about is dirty bombs inside a major city. And that's how you inflict the most damage on someone. So yeah, Trump did it. He bombed Iran. And this is no surprise. I mean, Trump bombed a general that was at from Iran that was in Iraq, stopping in for something, and he just pulverized him. Had to be done. Hopefully after we're done bombing Iran and those nuclear power sites, it'll inhibit their ability to go nuclear. Now, sort of makes me, it's almost like the previous administration and the Democrats themselves been having a cough. Weather's very hot. They went in the opposite direction, dropping off pallets of money from a C-130 to the airport in the capital of Iran. So like I say, this all started back in 1979. Started before that. I did an in-depth video. It's on my YouTube channel about how both parties are at fault, Iran and the United States. We're not exactly Mr. Innocent, okay, with Iran. And we have had weird bedfellows. At one point, we were supplying arms to the Iranians and to the Iraqis back in the 80s during their war. So I guess the word strange bedfellows, I don't know. to most people around here, they don't even know the difference. Yeah, I would say make sure you have be prepared for an EMP. Dirty bomb's radioactive, so have your Geiger counters ready. And know about how to protect yourself from radioactive poisoning and the different remedies for that, like thyroxine, the thyroid medicine for the children. Anyone over 40, it's senseless to take, but it's good for the kids. I've always believed in in case there is an EMP attack, okay, having a backup of all your electronics that you would need for shit hitting the fan, wrapped up in plastic bags and then wrapped up in foil or wrapped up in EMP bags, discreetly put away. Nobody knows about them. It's bright outside today. Today was one of the hottest days of the year, one of the brightest days of the year. And I decided to transplant some tomatoes and even my brain is fried. I finished transplanting my summer zucchini, gave it a good watering and pulled some weeds. And I had to come in a couple times. It was just so hot. Take it easy. Usually I do my drives here in the morning in my truck, but given the nature of this, I just want to talk about it urgently. Am I glad that Trump bombed Iran? Yes and no. I don't want it to escalate any further than that. I mean, we've bombed other nations before, just a specific target, but it had to be done. And I don't know how this is going to affect our alliances with other Islamic countries, and that has to be looked upon because, like it or not, there's two different sects of Islam, Sunni and Shiite. And the Persians are Sunni, and the Shiite are, you think that they would, it's a myth if they don't get along. They actually do a lot more than, it's probably the equivalent of our Roman Catholic and Protestant denominations. As far as, they don't hate each other like people think. I mean, this isn't northern Israel. And I don't know. So the worst thing you got to be prepared for are the sleeper cells attacking municipalities, disrupting, and this is just out of revenge, okay? You have to worry about atomic dirty bombs in the area coming out. How do you prep for an atomic dirty bomb, folks? At this point, I'm sure there's hundreds of videos on YouTube about dirty bombs. Hell, I've even talked about them before. I don't know what would be disrupted at this point. I don't live in a major city, but to me, that's the fear. That's the rationale. And of course, I think the anti-Semitics on the Democrat side who are protesting everything Trump does are going to add this to their list of no kings protest. I'm sure. And yeah, folks, a lot of those protesters are pretty anti-Semitic. Not good. So, yeah, it finally got done. First day of summer, U.S. bombs Iran. See, my old Army unit, the 160th, wouldn't be wouldn't be the 160th if it wasn't for that flawed mission where U.S. commando forces tried to go into Tehran to rescue the hostages. So they needed an elite aviation unit out of that. And that's where the unit that I was in for a long time was born from. But to digest what just happened, that takes a lot. And I'm not a geopolitical guru like a lot of people are. I didn't study geopolitics at some academy or military warfare like a lot of officers did. I just do my own reading. And I have strong opinions. And I think this is a good thing. It was bound to happen. I don't think we're going to usher in World War III like some preppers want to think. It's not doomsday. The next 48 hours will tell. I was just, if you watched my live stream earlier, I talk about, first things I talk about was, the update. I said none. 3 hours later, find out on the media that, and I wonder if it was those B-1 bombers, the original bombers. I don't know which bombers went over Iran to do the bombing. I'm not privy to that kind of information anymore. Pretty cool, though. I wonder if it was our stealth bombers. So then you can build a fortress inside of a mountain. But you have these bombs that can go in and just pulverize the defenses of that mountain and take everything out. Was it a Moab, a mother of all bombs? I don't know. If I remember right, the Moabs, don't they have to drop them from a cargo plane? And I guess the fastest cargo would be the C5 because it'd be a lot faster than the C-130. The C-130 is a propeller. Or did they use a bomber and drop a big-ass ordnance that I don't know about? I've never understood Iran or Army versus Air Force. The different bombs in the Air Force. I mean, none of them are truly classified, right? Bomb's a bomb. You have to have people that learn how to load them and shoot them. Not exactly a top secret thing. So, what are your thoughts, everyone? Well, now we say Trump did this. It's it's the United States that did it. Okay, let's just get that straight. It's the United States that did it's not Trump. It wasn't like Trump directed. That's like saying Joe Biden and Obama killed bin Laden. No, it was the SEAL Team 6 that killed him at the direction of the chief. But they like to blame Trump for everything, it seems like. So the new way of saying something is if there's an intervention, it's always Trump's fault or to Trump's credit. I don't like to think that way. And I'm sure that Trump has some of the smartest motherfuckers making strategic decisions. And he got rid of a lot of the warmongering people that were his aides from the previous administration. Because you don't need warmongering. You don't need these neocons that are just eager to pull the trigger. Well, the reason why they are, and they don't tell you, is because it means more money for their wherever their Congress at. All right, so more money, more people, more power, get reelected. So I'm sure it was a well thought out decision. That's what, that's why the president has, what is it, 12 chiefs of staff for each. Now, of course, with this one, it would be the Department of Defense, National Intelligence, Central Intelligence Agency, and a bunch of strategy people to come up with a plan. And let me assure you folks that the U.S. has pretty much a plan for everything. Much like Batman, when shit hits the fan, they're ready. But it's good to know that we carried out the mission and that our planes didn't get shot down as far as we know. No search and rescue was needed. So that's all I got to say, folks. What are your thoughts? Does this surprise anyone? All right.